Well, Eric, unfortunately, we do have an alert day in the forecast for mainly tomorrow night for the potential for some strong to severe thunderstorms. As we take a look at the alert day, the highest threat will be for high winds, hail, and heavy rain. Now, the rainfall certainly could be useful, but as long as it doesn't fall too heavy. But the severe weather threat is not high winds, hail, a possibility from late tomorrow afternoon through tomorrow night through much of southern Wisconsin. Tonight, clusters of storms are moving through western Iowa and up through the arrowhead of Minnesota. But the future track computer models show the potential for about a half-inch to an inch of rain generally over much of southern Wisconsin, with maybe some 1 to 2 inch amounts or more in some spots. North and east of Madison, the amounts will drop off pretty quickly. Time-lapse from the WIC Skycam shows hardly a cloud to be found today. It was that sunny. Temperatures were in the low 80s, and the humidity levels are low. High in Madison, 82 degrees. And right now, temperatures have dropped back into the 60s. Very comfortable for this evening. By tomorrow morning, we'll be down to about 58, but tomorrow will be partly sunny, breezy, and hot with a high of 91. And again, those thunderstorm chances later on tomorrow night. I'll have more details and weather in a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. And as a reminder, if you're away from your television or computer, you can still stay up to date on the weather on the go. Our free Channel 3000 weather app available now. Interactive radar and forecast all in the palm of your hand. Wisconsin's road to recovery getting better every day. The 7-day average of new COVID cases per day is still dropping. DHS officials say the latest average has fallen to just 90. The state says we have not recorded an average that low since March of 2020. The 7-day average for positive tests has also dropped to just 1.1%. Now, starting tomorrow, DHS will begin reporting current case counts of the COVID Delta variant. Since April, there have been 26 cases of it in Wisconsin, but now that there's evidence that this variant is more infectious, it's being watched more closely. Amanda Quintana shows us what that means for those of you who are vaccinated and those who are not.
The nature of any virus is to figure out a way to keep on living and to keep on infecting people.
That's exactly what the COVID virus has done, mutating into the Delta variant that sticks more easily and tightly onto cells, creating a greater chance the person gets infected.
It will prey on people without the vaccine, and so you definitely have to be concerned.
Dr. William Hartman at UW Health says you might think the mask mandates being removed means we're back to normal. But remember, masks are only optional if you've been vaccinated, and there are still a lot of people who aren't yet.
We do have half of the country vaccinated, but that still means, that there's 180 million people in the U.S. that it could still infect.
Even in Dane County, with almost 70% of people vaccinated, there are still pockets of communities that are vulnerable, such as the Black community at only 34% with at least one shot. The good news, if you are vaccinated, the vaccines are proving to be effective. But with evidence the Delta variant is more infectious, that means it spreads quicker, creating more of a chance for large outbreaks among the unvaccinated, including young kids.
It went from about 6% of cases to greater than 91% of cases in the UK very, very quickly. And even here in the U.S., last week, it was around 6% of cases. Now it's at 10% of cases.
While it's more contagious, experts just aren't sure yet whether this variant makes people more sick.
There may be many more cases around that perhaps their symptoms just aren't sick enough for them to go to the hospital or think that they need to get tested.
Amanda Quintana, News 3 Now.
Dr. Hartman says if you have family members who are not vaccinated, such as children under 12 who aren't yet eligible, it's important to remember the mitigation efforts we've been talking about the whole time, washing your hands often and wearing a mask. And if you can, get vaccinated. Well, the Packers training camp and preseason look a little different this year. The NFL and the Players Association have agreed to update their guidelines and protocols. Of note for fans, there will be no fan interactions. That means things like this. The traditional bike rides from the stadium to the training facility will not be allowed. In addition, individuals who are not fully vaccinated, including players, will be prohibited from gathering outside club facilities or team travel. And that includes bars. Breaking protocols could result in fines of $50,000 for a first offense. The State Assembly today approving a bill banning transgender athletes from taking part in women's sports. Impacts both collegiate sports and also girls K through 12 sports. State Republicans say they are protecting women and the integrity of sports. The bill would still have to pass the Senate. Even if that happens, Governor Evers has promised to veto it. Ahead of today's vote, a group of people gathered outside the Capitol. The Let Them Play coalition organized the event. They say regardless of how lawmakers voted, they will continue to support gender non-conforming youth. New tonight, the United States will soon have a new federal holiday commemorating the end of slavery. The U.S. House of Representatives passed a bill tonight that would make Juneteenth or June 19th a federal holiday. The House voted 415 to 14. All in opposition were Republicans, including Wisconsin Representative Tom Tiffany. Juneteenth commemorates when the last enslaved African Americans learned they were free. The bill now goes to President Biden for his signature. A Wisconsin casino appears to be the latest victim of a cyber attack. The Menominee Casino Resort says it's dealing with technical problems after hackers attempted to pry into the computer systems. A security supervisor says the entire hotel located in Kashina had to be shut down. Officials with the casino say they don't think the hackers were able to obtain any sensitive information, but there is still some concern. Up in northern Wisconsin, crews are working still to clean up this derailed train. This is in Merrill, north of Wausau. The train was not hauling anything dangerous. No leaks have been reported, but multiple cars have derailed, including 2 locomotives that are completely, as you see, on their sides. Throughout the day, crews have been working with heavy equipment to get things back on the rails. There are signs of things starting to get back to normal in northern Illinois tonight, but not as quickly as some people had hoped. City and county leaders are keeping people who live too close to the destroyed chem tool plant out of their homes again tonight, despite lifting a different order. Jamie Perez now with the latest.
There was a shift in focus in Rockton today from risks you could see to risks you can't.
We understand the distress and the trauma and the turmoil that this is causing.
That led Public Health Administrator Dr. Sandra Martell to recommend keeping people within a mile of the destroyed chemical plant out of their homes again.
We are doing this as an utmost precaution.
Winnebago County lifted a mask order today for people who live within 3 miles of the plant. But Martell knows the 1 mile order extension isn't what people want to hear. Her biggest concern, the fire throwing toxins into the air from chemicals that should not be burning.
Overnight, we collected data. I know there were questions earlier about cyanide results. I'm happy to report that all of those values that we detected were below health-based screening values. We did have a couple of particulate exceedances when there were flare-ups, but they were temporary and dropped right back down after the fire was reduced.
Craig Thomas and other members of the federal EPA will be going around to local homes and businesses testing everything.
We can get reads from different parts of that area, from the perimeters to the insides to rooftops to ground level to doorknobs to playground equipment. All of that being important for the team to sample.
An out-of-state crew has helped firefighters keep chemicals from reaching the Rock River so far. That's something Rockton Fire Chief Kirk Wilson knows is a priority to his community.
These waterways are our life, and they're our life for our community. I live in this community, so I want to make sure that the water that I'm consuming or using is not only good for me, but it's good for my family as well.
But Wilson and Martell don't know when the testing will be done. They're hoping to get things cleared sooner rather than later.
We don't know what the environmental impact of this particular site's going to be in the next 5 or 10 years. We're not sure, but time will tell. So that's why it's important for us to do our due diligence and to make sure what we're doing is not only safe for us today, but for our future as well.
Jamie Perez reporting, and they are planning to do that sampling at a number of homes and businesses within that 1 mile radius, but couldn't tell us how many places they're testing until they can figure out what's in the air, on the ground, or potentially in the water. People who live around there are not allowed back into their homes until further notice. Well, new tonight, preliminary data from the CDC published today shows a record number of people died from drug overdoses last year. According to the agency's estimated provisional numbers, there were upwards of 92,000 of them. That's the most since the CDC started tracking those statistics back in 1999. Incredible video tonight. Police in Nevada were interrogating 27-year-old Terrell Rhodes, an accused child killer, when the situation took a dangerous turn. This video, police say, is moments after he admitted to the killing. As Rhodes was struggling with his handcuffs, detectives rush in to attempt to calm him down. You saw him reach for the detective's gun. He was able to pull it from the holster. A frightening struggle ensues as officers fight to make sure Rhodes wasn't able to get a good grip on the firearm. Thankfully, they were able to get the gun out of his hands without anyone being injured. Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett has proposed a wage increase for city employees, ensuring that all make at least $15 an hour. He directed the city's Department of Employee Relations to begin the process. Some library circulation assistants, school crossing guards, temporary election workers, fire cadets, and police aides would all be impacted by the adjustment as well. From employees to entrepreneur, a new report finds Americans are starting their own businesses at a record rate this year. The U.S. Census Bureau reports 2.5 million new business applications were filed filed for this year alone. That's already more than half of the businesses that formed in all of 2020. Both President Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin agreed their relationship is at a low point as they went into today's summit in Switzerland. After about 3 hours of discussions, the two sides signaled the door is open to find common ground on a range of issues. Natalie Brand is at the White House.
Following their highly anticipated summit in Geneva, President Biden described the tone of the meeting as positive. President Putin called it constructive.
I think there's a genuine prospect to significantly improve the relations between our two countries without us giving up a single solitary thing based on principle and our values.
The summit comes at a low point in U.S.-Russia relations, but a meeting that President Biden hopes will put them on a better, more stable path.
I think that the last thing he wants now is a Cold War.
Both President Biden and the Russian president said they plan to restart dialogue on nuclear arms control.
We discussed in detail the next steps our country should take on arms control measures, the steps we need to take to reduce the risk of unintended conflict.
And the two sides agreed to return their nation's ambassadors to their foreign posts. But stark divisions remain over other key issues, including human rights and who's to blame for recent cyber attacks on the U.S., believed to have originated from hackers based in Russia.
I pointed out to him we have significant cyber capability. And if in fact they violate these basic norms, we will respond. Cyber.
President Biden says he told Putin critical infrastructure should be off limits, listing 16 areas from energy to water systems.
It is not going to be easy to change Russian behavior on the ransomware attacks. Some of these organized crime bosses who do this are political supporters of President Putin.
President Biden acknowledged the test of whether the summit was a success won't be known for several months. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
President Putin says he has agreed to start consultations on cybersecurity. U.S. military officials say the remains of 3 brothers from Wisconsin who were killed in the attack on Pearl Harbor have been identified. Officials say Malcolm, Leroy, and Randolph Barber were assigned to the USS Oklahoma back in World War II. They grew up in New London, that's northwest of Appleton. The Oklahoma sunk during the attack on Pearl Harbor, killing 429 crew members, including the brothers. The military says the brothers were accounted for on June 10th of 2020. Still ahead tonight, your updated forecast, the latest on tomorrow's storm chances, and the U.S. expected to get hit by the first tropical storm of the season this week. The latest on what could become Claudette. That's next.
With eye care, members receive up to $1,200 per year in over-the-counter products delivered right to their door or redeemed in store using an eye care benefit card. What's more, our members receive additional benefits, including a silver sneakers membership, dental and vision coverage, and a 90-day supply of medications for just one copay. Call the Eye Care Benefit Helpline for a free consultation to get all the benefits you're entitled to. Rest easy. Eye Care is looking out for you and your health.
Can you get this? I don't have my wallet.
Oh, really? It's funny how that always happens.
It's funny.
With BMO Harris, you don't need your wallet. You can get money from any BMO ATM using your phone.
Uh-oh, looks like someone can buy their own tacos.
You could also pay them back with Zelle.
So many ways for you to pay.
Awesome.
Order for BMO.
Ooh, tacos, banking. Some things are made to be mobile.
That feeling you get when your phone is your wallet. That's the BMO effect. And right now, open a new BMO Harris account online in just 5 minutes.
What a deal! Get top dollar for your trade now at East Madison Toyota during the summer buyback event. Bring us any make, any model, and get top dollar for your trade. If it runs, we've got the funds during the summer buyback event at East Madison Toyota. Plus, we've just received 8 truckloads of inventory with a great selection of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs at East Madison Toyota off I-90 and 151.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
A local breeder's caught selling sick puppies, yet he's still in business. Chris Stanford gets answers from state officials.
Why do they still have a license to sell dogs?
Learn 3 telltale signs of breeding deception. Thursday on News 3 Now at 10. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Well, don't forget, Father's Day is this Sunday, and a new report indicates it could be a record in terms of how much people spend on gifts and other items for Dad. The National Retail Federation is predicting that consumers will shell out upwards of $20 billion. That would be the most Father's Day spending on record. A new study found some makeup may contain potentially toxic chemicals. Researchers looked at 231 makeup products sold in the United States and Canada, and they found high levels of PFAS, and 52% of them, PFAS, have been linked to cancer, thyroid disease, liver damage, decreased fertility, and hormone disruption. The highest levels were found in foundations, waterproof mascara, and long-lasting lipsticks. New at 10, a special dedication event today for Madison's new rain garden. Roger Bannerman worked for the Wisconsin DNR for 40 years, and during his career, he worked to inform people about urban stormwater quality and the effectiveness of stormwater practices, including street cleaning and wet detention ponds. Roger passed away in October, and now the city's engineering division is honoring him with a new rain garden. His wife, Jane, spoke at today's event.
I really appreciate this effort to dedicate this to Roger, because I think he loves these kinds of projects. He loves things that educate people about groundwater, about stormwater, about having clean water.
The Roger Bannerman Rain Guard is located at the corner of Fox Avenue and Sheldon Street next to the Southwest commuter path. While the official arrival of summer is still days away, a sweltering heat wave shattering temperature records across the west and southwest. A dome of high pressure hovering over the region, along with Utah, Montana, and Wyoming. Billings, Montana, and Salt Lake City recorded their highest temperatures ever yesterday, and Palm Springs shattered a 60-year-old record with a high of 120 degrees. Dozens of cities in 8 states are expected to set new temperature records before the day is over. The U.S. will likely be hit by the first tropical system of the season by the end of this week, bringing nearly a foot of rain to parts of the south. The system currently in the Gulf of Mexico could eventually become Tropical Storm Claudette. The area from Louisiana through Mississippi and Alabama into Georgia will see the heaviest rainfall and perhaps a few tornadoes as well. Gary keeping a close eye on our developments for much needed rain, but will we get more than just rain? Here's your first warn forecast, Gary.
Well, the potential is there that we could have some severe weather. Southeastern part of the country is there's the one area that doesn't need any more rain, and they're going to get it, while we're just trying to scrape by with what we can get. But we do have that alert day in the forecast for late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, for the potential for some strong to severe thunderstorms, high wind and hail a possibility, as well as some thunderstorms that could produce heavy rain. Severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk of severe thunderstorms for a few severe thunderstorms over south central and southwestern Wisconsin, an isolated severe thunderstorm chance in the marginal risk area across northern and far eastern Wisconsin. High wind probability seems to be from Madison back toward the south and west, where the hail probability is a little bit higher toward far southwestern Wisconsin back into Iowa. There is an outside chance of a tornado, about a 2% chance probability of a tornado within 25 miles of a point, mainly to the west across Iowa, where the storms first develop, but eventually they'll just become wind producers as they sweep to the southeast, just like that cluster of storms in Iowa that has just prompted the issuance of a severe thunderstorm watch over southwestern Iowa. So that is similar to what we will see in this area tomorrow. But as we look at future track precipitation, depending on where those clusters of storms move, that will determine who gets the heaviest rain. Right now, the highest probabilities will be from Madison on toward the south and west, where a general ½ inch to an inch of rain is expected. Some areas could pick up 2 or or 3 inches in heavier thunderstorms. The farther north and east you go from Madison, the lesser the chances that you'll see the heavier rain and maybe see lighter amounts. On future track, those thunderstorms to our west will die out before they reach us early tomorrow morning. We'll see sunshine for much of the day with temperatures up around 90, but notice by 7 p.m., storms developing over southwestern Wisconsin and expanding, moving through southern Wisconsin, and then gone by early on Friday morning. We're back to sunshine and temperatures will be back to around 90 degrees. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for high temperatures in the 90s for both tomorrow and for Friday after the storms. It'll be stormy tomorrow night with the highest probability of severe weather and heavy rain at that time, but we also can see some thunderstorms Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. High temperatures today, 90s and even some triple digits across the Central Plains. Minneapolis near 90, Des Moines 91. Madison topped out at 82, very comfortable, but our dew point temperatures are low, and that's why these thunderstorms are having a problem heading in our direction. They just kind of fizzle out as they move into the drier air. But eventually more storms will develop out to the west and reach us tomorrow night as that cold front moves in, and also a warm front to the south. The warm front has more moisture behind it, so as that moist air moves ahead of the cold front and interacts with temperatures that are still warm out to the west, notice those dew points up into the 50s and 60s to our west. So when that reaches us, that's when our thunderstorm chances will increase for tomorrow. Tomorrow, partly sunny, breezy and hot, high 91, heat index 91 to 96. A slight chance for a late afternoon thunderstorm, but on future track, beginning about 5 p.m. tomorrow, you can see those storms developing. The best chances will be through the evening and early overnight hours, but by morning, they will be gone. The rainfall amounts, again, most likely heaviest south and west of Madison, lesser amounts to the north and east. The 10-day forecast calls for some more thunderstorm chances Sunday afternoon into Sunday night, some showers on Monday, and then we could see a shower or thunderstorm chance Thursday and Friday, maybe into Saturday of next week as humidity comes back. So at least several chances of rain in the extended forecast.
That's good because, man, as you said, we really need it.
Well, we'll take what we can get, but, you know, hopefully we'll get some good rain out of it anyway.
All right, Gary will be keeping a close eye on things tomorrow. All right, just ahead in sports, Aaron Jones leading by example at Packers OTAs while he's been catching guys of Green Bay's rookie class. Zaxon next with sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This is a Wisconsin farmer. She grows the locally sourced freshness. The freshness that complements the wild-caught salmon. The salmon that tees up the cheesecake. The cheesecake that sweetens every moment. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
This workplace, here in West Dallas, is full of talented people who build and assemble the supplies our U.S. government needs. But that's not all. It's also full of employees who are proud to call each other family. Employees like Shamika and her uncle Will. See how a career at Industries for the Blind and Visually Impaired can bring people and community together. And see how you can be a part of it at ibvican.org.
The only thing better than tacos is faster tacos. That's why Johnsonville created its new ground taco sausage. That's right, taco sausage. Premium cuts of ground pork authentically seasoned with cumin and garlic. Next taco night, skip the seasoning packets. Just sizzle and serve. Because with new Johnsonville taco sausage, the only thing between your family and tasty tacos is 10 minutes.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Milk, 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 yeah. Guzzle milk, drink it all. Make a milk waterfall. Cookie milk, stack it tall. Milk with no rhythm at all. Make you run fast milk. Stay awake in class milk. Pour it by the glass milk. Is that a mustache milk? Boom, 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 base milk. Smile in your face milk. Go for the goal before you know you going all the way milk. Milky high, milky hey. I hope you have a milky day. Live your best life milk. You out this world, Milky Way. Put you on the spot milk. Question, got milk? Show us what you got. Hashtag got milk.
A Ford built for you, by you. Get yours, built from the ground up with your choice of colors, wheels, and other available features specifically designed for your Ford. Want a head-up display and escape? 5 GOAT modes in Bronco Sport, or best-in-class gas, torque, in a Ranger? You got it. And now an extra $1,000 bonus cash on top of all public offers. See your dealer for a Ford built for you, by you. Build and order your select Ford today and get $1,000 bonus cash in addition to all public offers.
Wisconsin weather can be frustrating. Get the latest forecast, alerts, and detailed traffic reports from the News 3 Now team. Download the Channel 3000 Firstborn app, sponsored by Group Health Cooperative, and be prepared for anything headed our way.
This is a Wisconsin brewmaster. He brews the local craft beer, the beer that washes down the Oktoberfest brat, the brat that pairs with the potato salad that befriends the burger that tastes like victory. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
Tomorrow is the last Packer OTA of their offseason program. Then it's about a month off and on to training camp. And if there's one thing we know about the OTAs in Green Bay, they're voluntary. And the veterans have taken advantage of that. Well, all but one. Aaron Jones has been to everyone, and yesterday the Packer running back was the only returning starter present. And him being there, well, it speaks volumes to the rookies.
He's a vet. He doesn't have to be here. And, he was here from day one, being that example, being that guy that everybody was looking at, once he catches the ball, once he gets the ball, he's finishing almost through the end zone. So he's just been that example, the whole OTA, whole mini camp, that person that you look at and you're like, okay, that's the way I need to practice. So he's definitely been that guy that I've been looking at and, trying to learn from as far as how to practice.
49 points in 48 minutes. Good offense or bad defense? In the case of Game 5 for the Bucks, a little bit of both. P.J. Tucker couldn't stop Kevin Durant, and neither could Chris Middleton or anyone else on Milwaukee's roster. But the Deer didn't double-team KD, and the 3-time first-team All-NBA defender Giannis, well, he hasn't guarded him either. That might change tomorrow with the former Defensive Player of the Year saying he wants that assignment.
I want to take the challenge, and obviously everybody's going to have a chance to guard him, but I would love going to game 6 to be able to guard him. And if coach wants me to do that, I'm ready for that.
Like yesterday, Kyrie Irving won't play in the Nets Game 6. Steve Nash said the plan is for Irving to stay in Brooklyn and continue to receive treatment on his ankle. And after playing 46 minutes, James Harden and his hamstring will be available again for the Nets. Brewers trying to avoid being swept at home by the Reds. 7th inning, this one tied at 1. Tucker Barnhart rips one down the third baseline. Joey Votto started at first. Well, he's headed all the way home to give Cincinnati a 2-1 lead. Now, in the series, scoring 4 runs in 3 games isn't going to do it, and, well, neither is this. Jackie Bradley Jr. strikes out looking to end the game with a man on second. The Crew fall 2-1 and get swept by the Reds. And if you're thinking you're having a bad day, remember, it could always be worse. Haiti taking on Canada in soccer, and the Haiti goalkeeper... Whoops. Oh, there are no words. He misplays the pass and then taps it in for the own goal. We call that a wolf. Canada would go on to win. We're back after this.
Attention! This is an important message for all you grown-ups. Get the COVID vaccine. I miss my friends. This is the end of the message.
Rather than sleep on the sofa under my new ceiling fan, I thought, get one for the bedroom. So I'm back at Madison Lighting for another fan. I turned the thermostat up 6 or 7 degrees and ran my new fan in the family room. The humidity, gone. So the fan experts at Madison Lighting are helping me choose the right fan for my bedroom. I got my room dimensions and I brought some pics. Quiet, quality fans are on sale till June 20th. Madison Lighting on Watts Road.
Your pipes need to loosen up. Your furnace needs to chill out. No more Freon for your AC. You don't need a working ceiling fan. Nothing can stop me from causing problems in your home. Oh no, the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
That's right, Pesky. Your problems are plunged.
Call on Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
They say when you come from a small town like us, you do things your own way. That's why U.S. Cellular doesn't have any hidden requirements. So you can get the latest Best phone with no activation fees, required phone trade-ins, or anything like that. That's all there is to it. Get a Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. The nationwide network built from your town up. U.S. Cellular.
When it comes to internet and TV, Spectrum has the competition beat.
Really? Can you keep up with all this?
Yes. With faster download speeds and better performance, Spectrum is the #1 choice for gamers. Switch now with the fastest internet starting speeds for the price. 200 megabits. That's enough speed to game, surf, stream, and more on all your devices. Get Spectrum Internet for $44.99 a month. Call 833-742-4499.
Okay, but what about TV? It's not easy to find something that works for everyone.
Spectrum TV with the free Spectrum TV app lets you watch live sports, local news, and more on your TV and on your devices. And unlike satellite, there's no ugly dish on your roof. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-742-4499.
Too bad I'm in a contract.
Stuck in a contract? Spectrum will buy it out up to $500.
Seriously?
And you won't have to sign a new one. Don't wait. Switch today.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yes! Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-742-4499.
I'm back! You can't return to a regular program yet, not until you get the COVID vaccine. This for real is the end of my message. Safe care your way. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
Join me in the 608 weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And you'll want to keep a close eye on the weather tomorrow. Gary's back with a final recap.
Yeah, very nice out there right now, very comfortable, but on Doppler track you can see some clusters of storms that became severe. One moving almost due south through western Iowa into northern Missouri. Temperatures are in the 60s here in Madison, mid-60s, a few 50s out to the east, still a few places around 70 toward the Mississippi River. Look for a low of about 58. High tomorrow 91, should be dry for much of the day. Thunderstorms tomorrow night into early on Friday morning. An alert day for that for the severe weather potential, but notice thunderstorm chances also in the forecast later on.
Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10. Have a great night.